Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 12 of your MLB The Show 19 franchise mode. I'm hoping you guys are having a wonderful day as it is July 6th. I'm recording this on my birthday, of course, since I have to usually record a video a day before when I upload it. Today was my birthday. It was an absolutely amazing day, so I'm hoping that we can have a good franchise mode and make the team even better going into next year. Anyways, we got a lot of big decisions that we got to make for this roster this year, and of course, we're so close to being a contender spot. I mean, we're such a good team to the point where we could be in the playoffs very soon. So I was taking a look at the roster overall. We have practically every position covered. I mean, there's going to be one or two guys that we're going to have to make decisions on. Of course, I was really thinking about this situation of Fernando Zamaria, who is a third baseman, could play second, though, of him replacing Kevin Biggio. And the reason why that all popped up is because Fernando Zamaria, he's a guy that is looking to be a major leaguer. Look at that contact. He's a good contact player. He has good vision plus discipline, and he's a clutch player, and he's a good fielder. Better than what Kevin Biggio is, which is what we need in a player like. I mean, he's a little worse, but his arm strength is really nice to be a second baseman, right? If you want to be in those double plays. So Fernando Zamaria is looking like a really solid player for the team to kind of take over Kevin Biggio's kind of position. Now, what we'll do with Kevin Biggio is I think we'll keep him for that kind of like that role player to play the first baseman, to play the third, to play the shortstop, to practically play every bit of infield that you can play. He'll be that kind of role guy for the team is what we need him to be. So we're all good roster-wise. Like, we don't need a right fielder because we got Gerson Yelich. We got Don David to be our leadoff guy, so we're good in that department. We got a whole plethora of guys in the minors who we can call up at any time. So, I mean, we got a lot of minor league players that we could use. We got a good amount of players for the left field. You got Bo Bichette, you got a Guerrero Jr., you got Kevin Biggio, you got Luke Vaught, you got Danny Jensen. So you're good in the infield. Now, there's a lot of questions in the bullpen. We know we got four guys that are going to be solid with our bullpen. Cladillo, Holder, Iglesias, and Phil Egan. Now, all these guys are pretty good age. I think we're going to sign Iglesias to probably another 2-year contract. He had a really solid year for the team, but I think he's only going to probably play 1 to 2 more seasons for the Blue Jays. So we're going to sign him for another 2-year deal, hopefully to another nice contract. And then Phil Egan, we don't have to worry about because he's making $500K next year as well. And then otherwise, Cladillo, was another solid bullpen guy. And then Jonathan Older. And then all we need is a left-hander. Because we only have one, and that is Cladillo. So all we need is one more left-handed because Mark Letter Jr., I'm planning on moving him to the bullpen because he's just hasn't been a consistent starting pitcher for us. I mean, a 577, 416, 497. So, for the starting rotation upcoming, we got Woodruff, Sean Reed, Foley, and Baraki, and that is still sketchy to start out with that. Dallas Keuchel will be a guy that we're just going to get rid of. He's getting up there in age, and he's going to start dropping off. As you guys can see, all his stats are starting to slowly detour off. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to go and look for an ace pitcher, but we don't have, we're going to have a pretty good amount of money, so we have a lot of decisions to make with this upcoming year. We're good offensive-wise. I think we were able to smack enough runs to get us a pretty good amount of wins, and the Yankees have defeated the Rockies. No, I would like to take a look at the awards and stuff like that. So let's take a look at it. Aaron Hicks won the World Series MVP. Most valuable goes to Mitch Haniger. Cy Young, Chris Sale, Corey Seager, batting title. Jace Fry with the reliever of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Justin Dunn, starting pitcher. He had a great year. Mitch Haniger wins a Hey Karen, and then all the kind of Gold Glove awards, which we didn't get any, but that's okay. Teoscar Hernandez, he won the Silver Slugger Award. I mean, he had a great season, 32 home runs, 109 home RBIs. He was definitely a big slugger for the Blue Jays, which is good. And there's all the awards for our division. Anyways, let's get to the offseason. This is a big offseason for us. I want a new coach because I'm going to get more interactive with the coaches. I know I haven't been too interactive. Diego Davis, he actually didn't do that bad for us. That's our new coach that we just signed. So we're practically just going to get a whole new staff for the team. We're going to get everyone new, get the staff. Now, if Diego Davis does not do good for us next year and he's struggling, we're going to go and get a brand new, new coach. Now we need a good pitching coach because we have really been struggling. Velocity, home runs per 9, break, Ks. Can we get like a clutch guy? No, actually. Troy Morrow. I like that guy. 3 years. We'll get him for 1.6. And then review staff. We'll get a third base coach. We just want to make our top tier kind of staff. We want to make the best staff we could possibly get. Fielding, speed, reaction. I like that. Boost up a bit. 1.6 for him as well. And then but last least, the farm director. Oh yeah, Charles Sandonio. We'll sign him to $2 million for the next 3 years, and that will be our pitching staff, or for our coaching staff. I mean, so for kind of the minors, not minors, the kind of the pool of players. Rafael Iglesias, we're gonna sign him to a deal. I know we're not a contender yet, but I believe we could definitely be a contender this upcoming year. So 6.4 for the next 2 years. He's going to be in the bullpen again, which is going to make him upset. But that's just the way that shit's going to have to be. He's one of our relied guys. So we'll pay him a bit more, just so he is going to be a bit more happy. So we'll pay him $8 million per year for the next 2 years, which he's a big guy for our team. He had a great year last year, and we're going to hope that he could have another good year this year. And we'll also sign Brandon Jury just to another year. And that's a lot of money for Brandon Jury, though. It's a steep contract that we're going to have to play Brandon Jury, but he's a big player for the team, and if we need to, we could trade him later on. It's only a year, so it's good for free agency. Those were the only really 2 guys that I really wanted to sign. Yeah, stop simulating because we did not get our pitching coach. Emmett Banks, yeah, we'll sign him. Get him to 1.5 for 3 years. See if we get him to a deal. And yeah, I don't want any of those guys either. So we don't have very many free agents. No, we don't want to worry about Dallas Keuchel. Emmett, okay, yes. Fuck me. Can we get like a coach or something here? Jesus. We got Darren Ballsy, but he hasn't signed with us yet. We need a pitching coach. My lord. Balls per 9, velocity, stamina, and control. There we go. We'll get him on the team, 5.5. We need a good pitching coach because, you know, the team is struggling a bit. So we definitely do need to select the top 5 because we got some big-time prospects in there. But we got to get to signing big free agents. And who is in the... Oh, my God, man. That is a huge prospect. These are some huge pitchers. Do you see what's in here, ladies and gentlemen? You got Jameson Talon. Oh, my God. I mean, that makes us broke right there, man. That brings us down almost $1 million just for Jameson. I mean, that is a lot of money you're going to have to chip out. And that's $30 million just for this guy. That even brings us down more. Kyle Freeland, how much for him? $29 million per year. Can we get cheaper for Joe? Yeah, Joe Moosegrove, you're getting cheaper by the minute. And how well a year did he have last year? A 282. He had a solid year for Pittsburgh. Mike Clever. He's only 30, so that's not too bad to start off things. But we got to worry about getting the roster signed up and everything. So we already got 30 people. So let's get Leonardis, Tavares, and everyone kind of like put on that 40-man roster and stuff like that. So we don't have to worry about them in the upcoming feature. Because I really do not want to lose guys like that to the 40-man roster. Warmworth and Elvis Lecano. We could put those guys on there. Warmouth. Shortstop. Logan Warmouth. Add to the 40-man. And then relief pitchers would be Elvis Luciano. Out of the 40-man. And then Murphy, Groshans, Ekrig, Griffin. Oh my God, that's a lot of guys we gotta select, man. Jesus Christ. One of the years that we got a lot of guys that we need to put on the who is the starting pitcher again? Oh my God, Murphy. Murphy, yeah, B. We'll throw him on the 40-man list just in case, you know, if he turns out to be something good that we don't have to worry about losing him or anything. He's already 30, so I don't want to really worry about losing him. Rob Stockton, man. Look at the bullpen, man. Like, the bullpen for our closing pitcher prospects is absolutely lethal. We could trade for definitely, like, a big-time player if we really wanted to go out there and get someone really good. which wouldn't be a bad idea. So we got to get Groshans on that. Oh my god, we got a lot of prospects coming through, man. This is like when you build like a really good team in any video game, and like hockey especially, because I know that the most, and you have so many players to the point where you can just do so many deals. It's ridiculous what you can do when you have so many players like this. So you gotta, I mean, you can only perform more on there. So we gotta really, Griffin Cajon, we'll definitely throw on there. Hanafi, he's 24 years old at 71 years old. That's another guy that I want to throw on there because we got to be careful with who we pick. Hanafi for sure. We want to throw him on that 40-man list. DJ Zinch, no, we don't really need to worry about him. Only 2 more players, so we could do Smithy Boy, Kevin Smith, and we'll add him to the 40-man list. Ronnie Britta, yes, throw him on that list. Jesus, man, how many players do we got to worry about here? Ryan Nuda, we already had that 40-man roster, so we're going to be losing a pretty good amount of guys. Anyways, let's get to signing the players that we want to sign. Luke Vaught, we're going to definitely sign for another couple years. Anyways, Woodruff, how much do you want? Yes, we will take the cheaper deal for you because we need to be at least as cheap as we can be. Because we're a budget team, we got to remember that. But also, I want to see if we can get as many cheap players as we possibly can get. And so we can load up on some good players to load up this team. Luke Vaught, yes, you're going to be definitely an everyday guy for the Blue Jays. So 1 to 2 years. And we want to build a contender team now. And I really want to, because we have 2 years left of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So if we get these guys all the really nice deals and stuff like that, Jonathan Davis, can we get you to a 3-year deal at 2.8, which is another, and he's a platoon player, so we could play him as that depth position, which I've been thinking about doing, because we got Fernando Sylvia coming up. Practically, we're just going to be signing everyone to some small, minor deals. The reason why we want to do that is just so we can fill up the team with other good players, because we really want to make this team good for this upcoming year. Mark Letter Jr., yes, you're going to be depth for us, so you're going to be a man who we're going to pay $2.7 million for, but that is okay, because you're going to be a big depth piece for the team. Sukarat Breda, we'll just pay you $1 million or 1 year at 2.2. 2.1, that sounds good to me. So some big free agents, that's all we have to deal there with our arbitration people. For our free agents here, so Sean Reed Foley is going to want a big boy contract, but we're just going to pay him a year. I want to see, the reason why I want to do that is I want to see how well he will develop as a player, to see where he'll take his next step. Kevin Biggio will do the exact same thing, just a year, see where he'll take his next step practically, because we don't know where these players will be with their next big steps, right? So it's all about development and signing these guys to 1 to 2 years. I'd rather do instead of paying the big time money. So Tom David, you're going to be practically playing every day, so that means we could lower your deal down more because you're playing every day. But I have had bad experiences with doing that, so we'll lower it down to $800K because he is playing every day and he's going to like that. Lucas Ekrig, he'll be another guy, minor deal. Fernando Sylvia, he'll be a minor deal. He's going to be a big-time player that we're going to play this year with that arm strength and that fielding and then that power, which is going to be very nice to see for the team. Scott Harrington will sign. Perdino. We got a lot of young prospects coming up through the shrine of our minor league, which is really nice to see. Joe, he's going to want to play platoon as well. So we got some guys that are going to want to play in the major leagues, but we'll worry about that much later on. Once we actually get to that point of time. Oh, excuse me. Once we get to that point in time and being in a position where, hey, we could play this guy for sure. Tommy Kruger, that's another guy that we're going to have to sign, man. There's a lot of good prospects. And we always thought that I wasn't doing very well drafting and stuff like that, but over the couple years not making it into the playoffs and getting low draft picks, and you keep getting these constant players coming through. You just get so many good players to the point where now your roster is filled up with all these good young players that can play on your roster. It's amazing what we got here and what we have built with this team. Brendan Hanafi. We're going to have a lot of roster players next year, and we're going to have to figure out what we do with all these players, because some of them are going to want to play up, some of them are not, and it's going to be a real difficult, because I built out like kind of a roster that I have imagined for this team. But you're going to really have to see what I kind of want to do with the roster, because there's going to be some players that I'm going to want to play, and there's some players that I think will not fit for the team and not going to do good enough for us. So that's also going to be playing into a huge factor of the team. So we're just going to have to get all these guys. Hugh Adkins, yes. Kevin Smith, 80K. All these guys are just cheap deals, so nothing too big for this man to sign all these guys. Now these are getting down to the Johnny Denny. I'm really excited to see what he'll turn out to be. He's developing fast, and I'm hoping in the next couple of years he's going to be one of our main starting pitchers for the team. Rafael Moreno, Giancarlo Navarro, Guillermo Cortez. He's taken a bit longer to develop, which kind of sucks, but we kind of knew that right off the get-go that he was going to be a bit to develop. Luis Baez. Look at that big beard, man. That's a huge beard. Dominican Republic. Chancey Ernest, we're just going to get rid of him. He's not going to develop very much from that, I don't think. Clarence Asby. Chris Castillo. Brian Kamanko. Oh my God, the ever-ending list of prospects that we have. DeMarcus Paul, Cesar Pinto. It's a never-ending list, and there we go. We finally got to the end of the list. And Ryan Nuda. There we go. We got everyone that we wanted to sign for our arbitration and stuff like that. We probably got about $2 million left, so we got some big bucks that we could throw out there. Now, all we don't need any infielders. We just need that starting pitcher core filled up, right? You get that ace, and then you get like another rotation guy to kind of fill it in. And so I know Marcus Stroman is going to be an ace. Of course, he's going to want to be an ace. That's $14 million a year. So Jameson Talon, you could go after him. You get a dedicated pitcher that's going to pitch you really fucking good. But the problem with that, you're going to have to pay him $27 million a year, which is almost $1 million a week. And I don't think I really want to be dedicated to a pitcher like that for a pretty good amount of time. I don't think I want to do that at 31 years old. And you could go after Jose Barrios, but Jose Barrios is going to want $1 million a week with, and I mean, he's been struggling. I mean, you can take a look. He's not the best pitcher when he was playing in Minnesota, so why go after him? And, I mean, Furland, he's been a great pitcher. But you take a look at how much he wants, that's $1 million a week for this type of player. So you're going to want to go after, like, some of these guys down here. So I think the first guy we're going to go after is Joe Moosegrove. I know his stamina is 73, but he pitches a pretty good, a pretty good amount, and he's a solid ERA guy. So, yeah, you go after those guys, you get a consistent pitcher, but I think we're gonna have to go with Joe Moosegrove here. All these guys also have qualifying offers made. So, Joe Moosegrove. Now, I think what we're going to do is just lower it down to 4 years. And we're going to have to crank up that price a bit because we're not a contender yet. So, we'll pay him. I will pay him $6.8 million. We're going to backload the contract so we don't have to pay the full brunt of this contract just yet. We could pay it later on in the year so we have a bit more money to go all in this year. So Joe Moosegrove will be our ace of a pitcher, and that is who we're going to be bringing in for the Blue Jays. So that's our first pitcher that we got to sign. So with the way that you're looking at it now, Moosegrove's a right-hander, so you're only going to have one left-hander in Boraraki, so we're going to need another left-hander to kind of fill out the rest of the rotation here. Let's go after Lindor. That's perfect. No, I'm kidding. That would be a stupid deal to do, but he's a great fielder. He'd be a perfect player for the team, but it doesn't really make sense for the team. Anyways, we do got to pick up a left-hander. Now, who do we pick up? I'm not too sure. Matt Schramm, left-hander, but he only has 68 stamina, so he's not going to, 5'11". Whew, that's bad. Chris Archer, right-hander. Brad Peacock, he's a right-hander. You're getting pretty low now. Danny Salazar, Zamora Ramirez. You got Masahiro Tanaka, Alex Wood. He's a left-hander, 70 stamina, but he had a 563. Jimmy Nelson, and then you're getting pretty low down there. Oh, it's gonna be bad. You got any, like, no, you do not even have any pitchers that you can even go and trade for. Ooh, that's gonna be rough here, boys. So left-handers is looking a bit weak for the team, and that's not where we want to be in that kind of situation. You want to try to pick up at least a couple left-handers. Matt Schramm, he looks like a decent pitcher, but he had a 5.11 last year and then a 3.81 the other year, and we need a good stamina guy. I mean, we don't got anyone that has good stamina. Woodruff is 65, 71, 79, and then you're picking up a guy that's half decent with the stamina, and Joe Musgrove with 73. Oh, man, that sucks. Could pick back up Marcus Stroman for 2 years, but I think where you're looking at is Matt Schramm. Chris Archer would be a good pitcher, 419. Meh. Brad Peacock, he was a 494. No, thank you. Danny Salazar for a year wouldn't be that bad. 458 though, but he didn't start very much. He hasn't been really very much of a starter. Masahiro Tanaka would be a guy, but he's dropping. And then you got Alex Wood. He has 70 stamina, but he's playing like shit as well. Michael Waka, you could sign him a 386, which is probably going to be the best you're going to get. And then Trevor Williams, which has also been a good pitcher. I mean, you're not going to get him an ace, so he's going to be your rotation guy, but you're paying another $15 million for another guy. I think right now we're just going to have to bet on someone, and it's going to be someone with a good amount of stamina to come here and play for you. Chris Archer is just going to be that guy for us. We're only going to pay him for a year. 7.7 million, 7.8 we'll pay for Chris Archer just to come here for a year. So Chris Archer and Joe Musgrove will be our two guys that we're going to pick up. Bullpen wise, we need an actual lefty now if we're going to like actually do good. So you got Cledelio, you got Holder, you got Iglesias, you got Egan, and then you got Mark Letter Jr. So you need another guy to pick up for the team. So we need a left-hander guy. So let's take a look at what we got for the bullpen. Taylor Rogers, how well did he do at 250? That's not bad. At 330 the other year. So that's definitely a guy that we're going to go after and sign for a couple years in the bullpen. I think 2 years would be perfect for him for the bullpen. 6.7 for the next 2 years. So you got Taylor Rogers, you got Joe Musgrove, you got Chris Archer. So practically your roster is pretty set now, right? You got Musgrove, and then you play Woodruff, and then you play Archer, then you play Foley, then you could play Boraki or something like that, right? And then Leonard Jr. will be your late relief pitcher. You got Cledelia Holder, and then you're going to have that other guy that we just signed, which I totally forgot his name now. And then we'll have, Rafael Iglesias, also playing in the bullpen. Same with Phil Egan. He'll be our closer. And then we have Denny Jensen, Reese McGuire, Luke Vaught as our first baseman, and then we'll have Fernando Zamaria playing second base. Brennan Jury playing the bench, Bo Bichette there as well, Descar Hernandez, Davis, Silva. We have so many depth guys to the point where we could trade for one guy if we need to. So I think that's what we want to go for, and that's all we really need to go for. Zumora is going to be playing that second base kind of area, and we're looking pretty good. Like we could definitely be a playoff team next year. So. Okay, as accepted. No one wants to accept with our fucking team, man. Jesus Christ. Can we get, like, at least one guy coming to the team? Third base. Can we get a third base guy? Wait. Zach Glass. Sign with our goddamn team, man. I'm done signing all these guys to contracts and then not making them sign. Sign with our fucking team, you bitch. Wilson Contreras signs. Jose Barres signs with the Pirates. So, big move there. And Aaron Judge going to the Oakland A's, man. That's ridiculous. Aaron Judge, the Oakland A's. Fucking action. And then Andrew Benintendi as well. Carl Edwards going to Colorado. And then, oh my God, can we get a fucking guy to sign with our fucking team, man? Is that the pitching coach too? Oh my God. This is really pissing me off. No one wants to fucking sign here, man. Okay, no, we're just going to crank up our deals. 3 mil. There you go. Fucking sign with our team, you bitch. Jesus Christ. Did we get everyone that we wanted? Chris Archer is signed to the team. Why is he suddenly dropped to a 38? Oh, because he's on the bullpen. Okay, that's why. I mean, you won't be on the bullpen for very much longer. I'm hoping Berdino jumps up to be something good. Taylor Rogers signed with the team, so that's good. That's good to see that he's signed with the team. And then, yeah. I think that's all we need to really get. And then those guys will just come as we go. Those guys will sign. We already got them all to contracts, and the tendered people, we signed all the contracts as well. Just double check, and just in case we didn't sign someone that we wanted to keep on the team, just in case, you never know. Joe Musgrover is going to have to wait on him, and he signs with the Toronto Blue Jays, 4-year, $53.5 million deal. And that is what I'm talking about. We will stop the simulation here quickly, and we got to take a look. Did we get all the coaches that we wanted? Yes, we did. Very, very nice. The budget also is not looking that bad either with everyone that we have. Christian Yelich is a big free agent next year. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I'm pretty sure, is also a big free agent next year. So, we're going to get both Christian Yelich and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. back to contracts as well. We want those guys back to be playing with our team next year. So, we're going to have to be worrying about those guys. Jamison Towson will be going to the Indians, a 7-year, $115.5 million. And Mike Cleaver will be going to the Pirates. Did you guys... Okay. Which makes our starting rotation a bit better. It says it's still not the greatest, but, I mean, you can take a look at it. We still don't have the greatest rotation. We're nowhere near the best rotation in the world yet, and it is just going to be like that for a bit. And I'm hoping, sooner or later, it will improve and get better. We got to hope, right? It's all about hope. And we just got to hope and prayer that this team gets a bit better. We'll probably play Boraki there, so we get at least a little bit of a mixture. And hopefully we can get a left-hander in that mix, because, man, we're going to badly need it. Oh, we have 43 players on the fucking... Oh, no, that's not good. Not good, not good. We need to get rid of some players that we do not need on the 40-man list. Luciano, I want to keep. Dominique, we want to keep. Kevin Smith, we can get rid of him. We need to remove 3 players. Griffin Cajon. Okay, we're going to have to get rid of Griffin Cajon. No, not Roddy Britta. And then we're getting pretty high up there, so Elvis Luciano. That sucks, but that's what happens, man, when you get so many prospects filled up with the team and some players are going to have to play. Are you guys going to fucking sign your deals, man? Jesus Christ. Should be signing. I mean, that's kind of worrying, but that's okay. Texas claim Griffin Cohen, of course. Kyle Freeland, $117.9 million deal for 6 years. And they also get Stroman. So the Pirates, they are loading up for a very, very hard playoffs. Did I get my players that I wanted to get on the team? Did I get Britta back on the team? What the fuck are you doing, Britta? Who was the other guy? I can't even remember his name. Why are you not... Oh my god, you really... Just wanted to sign a $2.2 million a year for you, buddy. What did I do? What did I do? 2.5 for you, Britta. And then who else did I release? Oh, shitty deal. Who was the other guy? Musgrove, Foley, Archer, Boraki, Caladelio, Rogers, Ponder, Iglesias, Egan, Jansen, McGuire. Shit. Oh, Davis. I cannot believe those fucking cocksuckers didn't want to sign deals. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? This team is your best chance to play some good fucking baseball here, man. Like, jeez, man. I'm trying to cuck my team. Will Myers, 2 years, 32.9. 30 mil for Jose Galeric. Brandon Shipley, a potential right-hander, but he is a pretty shitty pitcher, so no thank you. Did we get our guys back? Jonathan Davis. Sucre Breda back on the team. There we go. We are practically done from here. We don't need to do anything else. If we need to do anything else, we'll go and make a trade. But for right now, we're done. We're done free agencies. So we will just practically just move ourselves on to the next little bit. Brian Buxton goes to the Orioles. Nice job there, Orioles, for your first big move. Similar to winter meetings, nothing here, and then that's similar to Rule 5 draft. So Rule 5 draft, go to it. Let's get this done and over with. We'll probably lose a couple of our players, but, you know. So, Andres Machado, you got Austin Franklin. You got some players here that you could go after, but nothing that I really see. Tyler J for relief pitchers. No, I don't really see anyone there either. Right-hander, nope, nothing there. Edgar Cabrillo, nothing. G, no, nothing. Oh my God, you got a lot of center fielders that are looking like you could possibly see come through the shrines on a team, maybe. Yeah, like Brendan Davis. Brendan Davis is already up there. Yeah, I don't see anyone that would make onto the roster. That's why I don't like doing Rule 5 drafts unless like I'm a really bad fucking team. I don't think anyone got fucking drafted off of us. Anyways, so let's just get to the ending of the year, and then we'll be all ready to go, man. Let's get to the spring training. No, let's get on to it. Let's take a look at the 2023 Toronto Blue Jays. Let's take a look at it. So, this year we got Joe Musgrove, Chris Archer, Brendan Woodruff, Burr Rocky, and then Sean Reed-Foley. And then Mark Letter Jr. will be playing in the depth-wise, so that's what we're going to be planning for him. Phil Bickford, also jumping up to a 76 overall, so that's nice for him. I don't think we're going to be playing him in the major leagues. He wants to be depth. Berdino, he's still a 73 overall, so we're going to be playing him another year in the minors. Harrington and then Nate Pearson, but Nate Pearson really kind of dropped off the earth for us. He didn't really jump up to what we really needed him to be. We probably won't be playing these guys up in the major leagues because Pajone, I mean, he's a 77 overall, which is nice, but not as good as Holder, Cladilio, and Rogers. Better pitchers than what he is. Egan, 87 overall. You got Iglesias, and then you got a bunch of good relief pitcher closers that we got in the minors. Denny Jensen, Reese McGuire. You got Luke Vaught. Gregor Cortez didn't jump up, but Luke Vaught did. You got Kevin Biggio, who's a 78 overall now, which sucks. But you do got Fernando Zamora. What the fuck happened to him? You will be playing in a starting position anyway, so I think once we throw him into that starting, oh my God, can we get to the lineups here? Once we get him into the starting rotation at second base, I think he'll be pretty happy to get that starting position because he just wants to be a platoon player. But if we get him starting at every position, he'd be a 79 overall, which is pretty damn good. Biggio will be a 76, but he's going to be that good depth player for the team. Eisen Diaz is also there that we could possibly use. You got Jury E. Craig, 74 overall. I don't think we're going to be playing him this year either. But he's still a low overall. I mean, what? He could be a 76. Groshans can be a 71. Everyone kind of gets a little upset when they're on the bench. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is a 94 overall. Bo Bichette. Oh, he just wants to be a star. He wants to make $11 million, which, I mean, he's on a nice contract for right now. I mean, that's perfect. Jonathan Davis, Fernando Sylvia. Once we call him up and put him on the main roster, he's going to be even better. Tiscar Hernandez, we should be having another good year out of him. Ton David, 77 overall, but once we get him in and everything and put him in that main spots, he should be a big-time player for us. And, man, look at the plethora of players in our center fields. I mean, we have a lot of players that we could possibly use for this upcoming year. Now, question is we got two big players that want contracts. Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., on the other hand, who I would like to lock up, but if we could get to a 1 year, $3.2 million deal, I would like to do that. You also have Christian Yelich, who wants $21 million no matter what, and that's a huge contract just from Christian Yelich. You also want Phil Egan, who wants a big time. Well, he doesn't want a big time deal, but you got a lot of guys that are looking for contracts here, so we're going to have to worry about a lot here for the Toronto Blue Jays, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to handle it with our little bit of our budget. I know we were going to have budget problems, which is going to be a kind of a bummer because we only have $1 million left, and we really need to crank that shit up. We really need to get more wins. We need to go on a rampage this year, man. We need to make it to the postseason. We need to do better. Let's get this done. In the next video, we're going to start simulating up the year. I'll show you guys the lineups. I'm going to get that all organized. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.